Okay, we'll start this video by reviewing Lab 1, the final version that you were supposed to have. If you remember, the instructions were to have 4 different flags that will be displayed on the screen, and they're not overlapping each other with different colors and so on. So I almost have it completed here. Notice that I've put in the comment header, CSC 120 Lab 1, description here. You can put your author's name in there if you'd like. Now, the 3 steps that we work with objects are declaring the object, instantiating the object, and then using methods for the object. So what we needed to do for each flag is to, inside the MU panel class definition, we declare each of the flags. So I have 3 flag objects, first one, flag 2, and last one. Okay, and I'm declaring each one as comes from the class flag. Okay, now in the constructor method for MU panel, I was going to make sure that I change Samantha student's name to my name, and then I will instantiate each of those previously declared objects. So the way that works is it's object name equals new class name it comes from. So these are all flag objects. And then inside parentheses is a comma-separated list of values that will be used to set the initial values of the properties when I create the object. Okay. Now, how do I know to type in 2 numbers and then 2 colors? Okay. Well, when you're writing your own class definitions, you'll know what is expected because you will have written the code. But to use these objects that were written by somebody else, okay, we need documentation for what is being expected. Because if I this 50 here, if I try to put that at the end, or let's say in the middle here, if I try to say 100 red, 50 white, okay, it doesn't like that. Okay, it's going to give me an incompatible types and other kinds of errors. So it has to be in a specific order. How do I know what that is? All right. Well, what I could do is I could go to the for these graphical classes like balloons and flags, we have documentation on the student resources page. That's linked. Remember, that's linked to the schedule page here. This Java programming resources for 120. So if you go down here in the list and you notice this MU Java docs for the graphical classes, balloon, flag, so on and so forth. Okay. So if I click on the link to flag, this is some Java type documentation that's used for this particular class. And the thing we're going to focus on is what's called the constructor method. The constructor method is a special method that is only executed when we are making a new object from the class. So when we're making a new flag, creating a new flag, it's expecting an integer and then a color and another color. Okay. The first integer is how far over the flag is going to be from the left edge of the screen. The second integer is how far down it's going to be. The third is the color of the background, the main color of the flag. And then the fourth parameter is another color, which is the color of the stripe. Okay. So if I go back here, looking at first one, okay, this is a flag. The first parameter is 100, so that means it's 100 pixels over from the left edge of the window. 50 means it's 50 down from the top, the second 50 here, and then, or the second value. And then red with white means that it's going to be a red flag with a red background with a white stripe in the middle. Okay, and then similarly for this one, this is a white stripe on a light blue. Cyan is like a light blue color. And since each of the flags has the same first parameter, the same over value, they are all going to be 100 pixels over from the left edge. So they're going to be lined up vertically. Notice that their down values are different. So they will be one below another, but they're all lined up on the left because I have this 100 here. Okay. And then it's not enough just to declare and instantiate. You then have to ask the objects to do something. And in this case, with these visual objects, we want to ask them to draw themselves. So draw themselves in the graphics window G. So declare, instantiate, and use. You should have done that for Lab 1. If I run this, let's see what I have. Okay, and I have the 3 flags. And notice that they're all lined up 100 pixels over from the left. The first one is only down 50. This one's down 250 from the top. This one's down 450 from the top. All right. I could add, remember Lab 4, you're supposed to have a fourth You're supposed to have 4 flags, so I could say private flag 4. Another thing you can do with declarations is if you have more than one object from the same class, you can write them all in a comma separated list to save space. So I could say flag 2, last one, and flag 4, and then get rid of these duplicate declarations. So since they are all flags, I could write them all on one line. Or it's not wrong to write them on separate lines if you prefer to do that. Okay, so now I have flag 4, and right now it's telling me it's not used because I've declared it, but I haven't instantiated it yet. So let's make flag 4 the same vertical position as flag 2, but over farther to the right. So we're going to see that everything is offset from the upper left corner of the display window. The upper left corner of the display window is 0, 0. And then we're specifying things how far over from the left edge and how far down from the top we're going to be. So let's say flag 4 is a new flag. And let's just say I'll move it over to 500, comma. Now I want it to be the same height as flag 2, so I'll make it 250. Color.yellow. Oh, I guess I can type it and color be faster. Green. Okay, so yellow flag with a green stripe. If I run this now, it will not display because I didn't ask it to display the flag. So I can then say flag 4.draw or draw the flag. Okay, and so now with flag 4, if I spell it correctly, so now I have declared, instantiated, and used 4 flags. Oh, my thing collapsed here. Well, interesting. I can always go back to my source folder and there's my 4th flag. Same height because the second parameter was 250 for both of these flags. All right. So the question now becomes, well, why do the flags look the way they do? Some, in the world, some flags have horizontal stripes, some have vertical stripes. Why do these flags all have horizontal stripes? Well, it turns out that that's the way the draw method was written in the flag class. And so in the next video, what I'm going to do is we're going to go in and look at the details of the flag class, specifically the draw method. And we'll see why, when you run the program, we'll see why we have horizontal stripes.